The world is changing before our very eyes. Remember when the fax machine was the pinnacle of communication technology? It's hard to imagine now, but back then, sending a document over a phone line was revolutionary. From the advent of the internet to the introduction of smartphones and recently, the alternative digital world in the metaverse. Technology that was once the stuff of science fiction is now real.
The actual technology dates back to the end of the Second World War, with the idea that computers could actually be taught to think and learn.
AI is advanced software that can think for itself and perform tasks while making decisions on its own. For the first time in history, you and I can access the immense power of AI. 𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗆 is a journalist and author of several books who started his career before technology turned from paper to word processing. Gus is an early convert to AI like ChatGPT.
AI and ChatGPT are really just new milestones on this road, and as an old school journalist, I've embraced them.
You can ask ChatGPT to do almost anything except make you a cup of tea, but it can tell you how to do it. It's called machine learning and enables computers to learn and improve from experience, just like the human brain. ChatGPT has learnt the internet. It's the one place where all human knowledge is stored. That's trillions of pages online. It's unbelievable. Algorithms shape all this. It's a recipe a computer uses to perform a task, to make predictions or decisions based on the patterns it sees.
That's the idea, that we want machines that can learn by themselves to solve problems.
ChatGPT allows us to speak to computers and harness this power. Is it a thing of the future, or are we living it in the present?
I think the big science fiction dream was that we would one day have robots running everyday chores around our house, and that's still a long way away. It's just that ChatGPT, because it's been fed with the vast amount of human knowledge that the internet represents, is the smartest of all the AI robots ever devised, and that's why it feels so human to us.
Journalist Brendan Lotz writes for the online technology publication 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗏. He demonstrated its impressive capabilities.
All you have to do is start chatting to it. If you want it to respond in a specific language, make sure that you tell it to respond in that specific language, and then it'll continue from there on out.
I'd love to find out if it would recognize or answer me at least in 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗧. Can you respond? While using ChatGPT, it learns from you as much as it also delivers the goods. 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗧. Let's see what she does. Well, it's still going and populating at the moment, but it certainly is translating. I believe this is not the only language from Africa that ChatGPT has taken on board. I think the important thing is it continues to learn. The power of AI is truly astounding. And while some may argue it's not quite perfect yet, the possibilities it presents are truly breathtaking.
We did an experiment. Everything you are about to see and hear is not real. The music you're hearing right now was composed and performed entirely by AI, and it happened in just a few minutes. It's also not really me on camera, but a version made from a photograph given life by AI. And as for my voice, it's actually a clone, although with an American twang. It's scary and exciting at the same time.
Imagination is the only limit. And if you can describe it on your keyboard, you can have it. Anyone can now create original art at the click of a mouse. Programs like DALL-E and Midjourney can create any kind of picture in any type of style simply from how you say you'd like it to look. With just a few prompts, we were able to generate these stunning images, which we later printed out.
Here is your pictures you ordered, sir. I think they came out stunning.
Even ChatGPT has its own creative streak. With just a prompt, it can generate original and spectacular ideas for any purpose. There once was a name named Derek Watts, whose journalism skills hit the spot. On Carte Blanche he'd report on stories of every sort, bringing truth to viewers who'd thought not. Truth be told, ChatGPT also wrote and edited a substantial chunk of this insert.
ChatGPT is very good at coming up with last-minute proposals for things. So if you're late for a meeting and you haven't familiarized yourself with a topic, you can tell ChatGPT to give you a summary or an outline of whatever the topic might be.
AI can even help you prepare for an exam by accessing past exam papers and writing new questions for you. It can also create responses to emails and WhatsApps, and even brainstorm. It's awe-inspiring. But what if it's a little too good? Where would that leave us?
As AI advances, an intriguing question arises. Will humans become redundant?
Professor Benji Rossman heads up robotics and AI at the University of the Witwatersrand and is a globally recognized expert who travels the world to speak on the topic. At their Johannesburg laboratory, he and his team are teaching a robot how to walk, another to play chess, and yet another to draw.
Yeah, like circle the card, like this, just go print that and start it.
They're also doing important research on how AI can improve food production and streamline industry.
Hey!
With the rate of the development of this kind of technology, I think there are risks with a lot of jobs suddenly disappearing overnight. Maybe there's a way we could think of that as a good thing.
Let the machines do the work.
Exactly, and I think we need to be prepared for that, and I think it's possible for us to view that as a kind of liberation from work and perhaps thinking about, can we leverage this to put society in a better place?
They call that point singularity, where at some point in the future, a super intelligent machine will surpass human intelligence and ability. Bronwyn Williams is a futurist, someone who studies today's environment to be able to forecast what tomorrow may look like. Her company, Flux Trends, has been gazing into the potential of AI for some time.
It's kind of fulfilling a lot of the prophecies that we've been talking about. To be worried about a real rise of the machines where we have actually sentient, conscious AIs with a need and a will to perhaps accumulate power or wealth. This is something that some of the smartest people in the world have been warning about.
Depending on who you ask, singularity, where AI transcends human intelligence, could arrive as soon as the end of this decade. Right now, though, it's already being put to sinister use.
Cybercriminals are using the likes of Chat GPT and other large language models to formulate their initial contact with a potential victim. So that's usually a phishing email.
We've all seen mails asking for personal information. It's always been relatively easy to spot. Scarily, what happens when a WhatsApp arrives written in the same tone as your boss?
We started seeing scammers who would say, mimic the voice and the speech patterns of, say, the financial director in order to persuade someone in the accounts department to release payments to, bad actors.
If it gets deployed into, say, a credit scoring type system or some sort of criminal judgment type system, without people having really tested this, it could be hugely destructive to many lives.
In the wrong hands, AI may not be as friendly. Some countries have already been accused of using robots and AI to spread fake news. In Colombia, a judge recently held court in the metaverse and consulted Chat GPT during the hearing. An AI called Ada chatted to politicians in British Parliament.
As technology can be both a threat and an opportunity.
When they start sharing space with actual world leaders, they tend to give us this false sense of security that we're actually being told the right thing by the all-seeing, all-knowing AI gods that now walk among us. Whether or not these things are conscious and are actually going to rise up against us, if we just believe that they are conscious and believe that they know more than we do and start acting according to their suggestions, we can already find ourselves in very, very tricky situations.
Would AI be able to tell wrong from right?
In a word, no. It is, at the end of the day, a dumb program that's fed with a lot of information.
ChatGPT fundamentally changes the way we interact with technology and the internet. An AI-infused future could bring about many positive changes, from smart cities with less congestion, fewer emissions, and better service delivery, through to precision healthcare and personalized medicine. The sky seems to be the limit.
It's much like fire, I think, is the best analogy that I've seen for AI. Like, fire is very powerful. It was a huge step up for humanity learning how to harness this tool, but it can burn your house down or it can keep you warm, right?